Greetings everyone, and Great here with another H-Bars 3 replay. So on the top right side is the blue French. We have kdestrinumeut. I butchered that name. And spawn as the red Swedes. We have Darksaider. Darksaider? Or Darksaider. How would you split up this word name? We go Dart or Darts? Would be Seder or Aider? Or solder. I have no idea. I'm overthinking the name. Either way, let's take a look at the natives map. There are none. We got only trade routes. Explorer names. We got 7 hidden, using a female skin. And over here, the Huron Scout. That's the Renee Dane Champlain. That sounds like a randomly generated name. And now we do have deck selected. We got the standard deck: Warriors, Economic 3, Villagers, Woodwood Coin, Crossbows, Sensus, Range Infantry Hit Points, Hand Cavalry Hit Points, Wilderness Warfare, Advanced Arsenal, Wood Coin, Game Tralazur Singalis, Skirmishers, Cuirassiers, Cavalry Combat, Dragoons, Falconets, Fort, Thoroughbreds, Factory, and Robber Barons. Swedes have enough experience for our shipment. Has not deployed anything out just yet. Now we got LL2. Not sure what LL stands for off the top of my head. There's no fish on the map. We got villagers, no blueberries, coin, pikemen, hussars, and attack, hand hit points, team house burnet, leather cannons, Eisenberg ironworks, torps, platoon fire, falconets, ace shot, snap lock, royal mint, refrigeration, textiles, contract giant grenadiers, grenade launchers, trample tactics, thin horses, Castramination, which gives you another fort, factory, industrial revolution, and Sea of a Lifeguard. Still butchering all the names.
I see.
And looks like he does find himself a Cherokee rifleman, which is a light infantry native. Low damage like most natives, but look at the health total there. So this is a skirmisher that has very good hit points. Just low damage. There's no blueberries nor blackberries. Weird. We now have the governor being researched. And now we have a shipment available for the Swedes, but can't go anything more right now on this age. We got the quartermaster versus the governor. The French have gone for a trading post, so it's getting a good bit of EXP going for a market now. Red's pushing forward for villager, maybe for a barracks. No, it's probably for a torp. There are some tin mines up here. Tin mines have less coin. So the torps are less effective on this map because the coin is a bit more scarce and single deposits. Okay, that villager's trying to get a bit of wood. Another house. And red is going to take time to try to claim the food. The stand of Sakatoon. One more bandit or rifleman there. The Cherokee skirmisher is being very helpful to double her damage output. Now it's going for a shipment of pikemen. Against the French, who tend to go for early hussars, this will be useful. We don't see early hussars. However, thinking of these pikemen, he knows about this trade post here. and pikemen do have good siege damage, so the pikemen, rather than being an anti-cavalry tool, can be utilized as an anti-building tool to strike the trade post. That is my guess what he's going to try to go for, and getting 8 of them for one shipment's not bad. And they do have 32 siege damage as a reference earlier. Some local doggos getting put on down as the ATF intended. And now it looks like Red's going to push on forward. The Cherokee Rifleman's being left out to dry. Wolves do have good DPS. And looks like the Cherokee Rifleman will probably be bitten to death by the 2 wolves. He's going to try to run away now. Pikeman charging straight into his opponent's base. Trying to snipe housing. Got a shipment forward there. I do like the aggression of the pikeman. His opponent's has a stable here, but hussars are not the correct answer. If he had a barracks, pikemen would have been, not pikemen, musketeers, or even just his own pikemen wouldn't be half bad. Crossbows, as possible as well, but against the pikemen, hussars are not the answer. And right now, he is going to be at pop capital soon, so torch down more housing would be very useful. He does not know what these housings looks like. So there are some exposed couriers. Couriers have a range resist, not like regular villagers melee resist. So they will take full damage from the pikemen, a full damage of 8 every 1.5 seconds. And couriers took some hits there, but not anything life-threatening. This is the range of the town center, so they're still in range. Hussars push forward. That is not a good counter, but he has to do what he can. Probably would have been better just to store up and get the militia on the field and micro them. They can at least be microed and keep out of melee range. Hussars are seeing some damage there. We got a couple couriers firing some shots there. They do have 8 damage. Apparently they can do ×2 versus artillery. Not sure regular villagers can do that. Hussars taking massive hits there. They're all severely wounded, but does force back the pikemen now. Hussars trying to go back in as well, but remember, pikemen do have 2 range, so they do. If the hussars go in too close, they can easily be stabbed first. Market now under siege once again. Does take out one of the hussars there. Does lose a pikeman. Great harassment there with pikemen. Now got the Eisenberg Ironworks as well as the bishop. The bishop will allow him to move diagonally better towards his opponent's base. And we've got a shipment point here for the French. Hussars. 1 does go down there. 80 health left in the sky. These guys do 40 damage per strike, barring melee resist. Which these guys have range resist, so 2 hits and they're done. At least that guy will be done with how little health he has left. Pikeman could go ahead and start harassing on the trade post. He's trying to go for another round of hussars as well as musketeers. Let's see, up north we do have a Torp completely deployed here for wood and has taken quite a bit of damage there from the Explorer. I'm so surprised we see this Torp here purely meant for wood. It is not great. There's the Cherokee Rifleman and the Explorer, not being picked up by the Hussars. Got 6 Hussars there, 2 of them probably severely wounded, or the 1. Pikeman throwing some damage over here. Now it's going for some Carolines. Carolines do bonus damage at range against cavalry, or heavy cav. And now got the Exile Prince being blown out. Other wagons moving diagonally away from his opponent's town center. Tin mine being collected by 3 torps. You don't want to go too heavily saturated on the tin mine since they have less. Oh, no. You got the pikemen need to turn around and start protecting. He spots the covered wagon. The pikemen are drawing, but they get focused down. I don't think they got a single hit there. Now got the Carolines. Carolines have bonus emphasis for heavy cav. He lost vision of the covered wagon. Ooh. The Swedish players' heart must be pounding having an event like that. Carolines, unlike other musketeers, have bonus damage at range versus a heavy cav and shock, rather than doing bonus damage in melee against cavalry and shock. They also do have less damage against light infantry, and their base damage seems, I think, a little bit higher than normal musketeers. Additionally, they do still retain the melee resist like regular musketeers. We now have a number of veteran skirmishers being blown down out. Balance in good numbers. You may want to go for dragoons or whatever the Helk of LTs, which are light cavalry. You get a good volley there. We got a shipment of wooden coin now being brought on in. Do we see the veteran Hussar research? No, we do not. More Carolines for the Swede. And no, there's the villagers. And now going for some of the Hulk of LTs. I don't know why the word Hakapelt, Peltlet, it looks ancient Greek for me, like it should be a name from ancient mythology. These guys are in melee attack mode for some other reason. Skirmishers will take less damage against them in melee, and they will still receive bonus damage. Not sure why they're in melee mode, honestly. They're trying to hunt down Hussars. They're better to be in range mode rather than melee mode. Musketeers in comparison, they do have 13 damage as opposed to 20 damage of the Carolines. So their melee damage is good, don't get me wrong. But it just seems just a little bit weird to me. Their range damage is actually a little bit less than Musketeers, but they do have multipliers. Now, do you have some of the Hulk LTs being pulled on, has been pulled out on the field? I was also going to receive a nice volley here. With 2 volleys. Charging way forward to get another shot. Another good shot there. They do have 1 AoE effect, but the range is 10, so it's not great. So they're similar to Conquistadors. Dragoons do have 12 range, 26 damage. Hulk have 24 damage, 10 range. Of course, that AoE effect is very critical. They also... Oh, looks like they may have been nerfed. I don't remember the bonus damage or negative multiplier against infantry. They got hit by a similar nerf as the Eagle Warriors. Or Eagle Runner Knights, I should say. Got 2 Torps over here, and they're also providing some decent amount of wood income, both of them. French right now does have more villagers, but of course Torps, it's hard to calculate their advantage. I was going for the veteran Grenadiers. So starting to transition to some Grenadiers, which skirmishers. Let's see, Grenadiers, they are heavy, right? I always forget the exact type of Grenadiers. But I'm pretty sure they're heavy, right? Well, Albusguns are light infantry. Do they not have typing? I also can't remember for some other reason. Orcs now pushing the way forward, trying to set up around this tin mine. Granted, the biggest benefit of Grenadiers is their AoE effect. They should be very effective versus skirmishers if they can get in the range, but he does have access to a card to give them increased range. And blues mainly building town center in the southern map. Now he's going for the grenade launchers. We do now have the veteran Hussars, going for more Hussars. Amalgamation, gang saw, more couriers. And do have some culver now being flown in the field. Veteran Grenadiers. They are classified as heavy infantry, just as I thought. Oh, their hand attack has AoE? Did they take a lesson from the Demo Man from Team Fortress 2? Where they use the Ultra Cool Kabir? They use a grenade for a melee attack? That's what I like to believe. They do have, and now they have 14 range, so it allows them to help reach their target a little bit better. Grenadiers are a little bit interesting option. They will have trouble hitting the skirmishers still. But they do connect and get some good damage. They do less damage versus villagers, but not versus infantry. They do have good AoE. They do siege damage, so they don't get resisted by the skirmishers. Range resist. It's all a matter if they can get in the range. Now going for more of the light infantry, which the skirmishers will also be effective. I'm not liking the Swede's composition all too much at the moment. I think a leather cannon would probably be pretty good versus veteran skirmishers, or just regular cannon. Looks like the French eyeing for another trade post here, which could be engaged by some militia. Hussars getting annihilated by these various forces. And these two remaining Hussars will fall back. Just got a small amount of walls there. Artillery foundries, these walls are horrendously bad. I assume this area is not buildable with all that icy look. And that's why the walls are not there, I'm guessing. Oh, the Cherokee rifleman's still alive. It didn't get eaten by wolves, but does get shot by the Frenchmen. Hunk of LTs will take up the Explorer, no problem. Got a number of veteran Grenadiers and Carolines. Now we got the Snap Lock, increasing the range of... adds 0.3 to range attacks. So give him a bit more damage and range right now. So now they're 15 range, but still skirmishers have 20 range. They have 180 health. The veteran skirmishers right now have 144 health, so skirmishers are still more likely to win the fight, especially with the times 2 damage, so their damage against the Carolines will be 40. Oh, not giant. The veteran Grenadiers do have 50% range resistance, which is important to know. So that basically nullifies the bonus damage from the veteran skirmishers, so they'll do still just 20 damage. That is something to remember. You may not have access to trample tactics, does he? Doesn't appear to be. It's gonna push me forward, may get a good volley there on the skirmishers. They're trying to make their way forward. If the grenades gets a good volley there. Falling back, but I still don't exactly like the composition of red. Grenadiers do cost 2 pops, so they're not exactly population efficient. It's going mass Grenadiers. Carolines will cover the Grenadiers' weakness to cavalry at range. So this point just simply can't go for the Hussars or Cuirassiers. Now we do see the infantry breastplate. Taking a bit of damage there. Red's falling back. Does have a culver now in the field now. More pikemen and more Carolines. Infantry breastplate complete. Skirmishers are getting tied up on hitting that Eisenberg fort. More of the French cavalry going down. Got some French villagers here, which may draw some fire, and grenades do less damage to them. Got another round of Grenadiers. And still got a pair of falconets here. He does have one culverin for a counter, which may not be enough. Dragoons getting some good damage on in. Dragoons slowly being whittled down there by the Carolines. Neither side can do bonus damage to the Dragoons. Dragoons not doing bonus damage to his opponent. They're just there. Now we do have the giant Grenadiers now being deployed on out. This also enables them to be built themselves. And Red's falling back there, taking quite a bit of damage, unable to deal with the ranged force opponent. Somehow the Dragoons are being good tank for his skirmishers. Because since he doesn't have any units to do bonus damage to them, they can be left in the front line and draw fire for these skirmishers. So the Dragoons, weirdly enough, are a good frontline unit in this situation. And now the bookkeeping research, more Carolines now being employed now, as well as the Royal Mint. More skirmishers for the French. Has 2 shipments available. We go for a number of military. He has some good options for his shipments right now. Somehow 2 of the French villagers got on the other side of the wall. These 2 gets around the wall the old good old-fashioned way. Culverin finds a good shot there onto the Falconet. And the Culverin, oh, that's wounded. The Falconet, however, is dead. Dragons push right forward, and will take out the Culverin there. Skirmish is getting distracted by the wall swing. That's not a good idea. The Halcopelties will be countered by the skirmishers. Now he's going for a monk for healing up his force. His force is a bit wounded there, and only because all the Grenadiers splash damage. Let's see, did we see the giant Grenadiers? That's a Royal Grenadier. We may have canceled that shipment. Ah, here we go. They do. Looks like they are heavy infantry. They're playing another. They actually appear to be. I don't know. That just looks like a musketeer variant actually, with more damage, with a bit of AoE to them. So that will actually be useful versus the Dragoons. Dragoons decided to go into melee mode. Dragoons do get overran, getting some massive AoE hits there. He does not keep his distance, and now the grenades are ripping apart his formation. He found an opportunity where his grenades are able to do some great AoE, and they were successful. Look at that. Grenadiers, they managed to get to the range, and they're closing pretty good. The French player does have 3 ships available, and all I go for skirmishers and cuirassiers. Or maybe the 4th. Either way, use the ships. Council's taking some fire there, maybe behind the age up. Red's taking time to regroup. He does not have a monk here for healing. And we actually got a number of estates and farms being blown in the field since he still got corralled into his base. He's placed all of his torps next to the wood. So he's going to get a good amount of wood income over time. Usual placement, but then again, and mines don't last very long. And now he's going for the Gunner's Quadrant. We're now going for the French heavy cab. They would do great for the Grenadiers, but they're not do great for the Carolines. And right now the giant Grenadiers would probably be pretty good right now. Because right now they do have good range. They were able to punch through those Dragoons pretty easily. And a bit of AoE effect never hurt them as well. some Swedish hussars do push forward, find an opportunity to engage some of these French villagers, and the cuirassiers will go and just take out the hussars. The French has 40 villagers, opponent has 61, and a good number of torps. Gauging the income, got around 2,500 there. Then the French do not have a whole lot of resources coming on in now, does he? He's only have a couple villagers idle, so I'm not sure what's going on there. His opponent does have quite a bit of good research. So right now the Swedes doing great for income. So he's having a bit of slow transition to the estates for coin, some plantations. And it does have a decent gold income at the moment. And yeah, that tin mine's almost cleaned on up. This tin mine has not been rescouted by red, and it's gone. Still got this tin mine over here, but it's mostly cleaned up. So almost all the coin on the map is gone. There's some tiny deposits left. Just really tiny deposits. Less than 1,000 coins left on the map. So those estates right now for the Swedes is going to be very, very important. Starting to see a good number of French heavy cav now being floated out, so maybe some pikemen will not hurt. But the Carolines will also be good as well, getting a bit of bonus damage. Right now they're doing ×2 versus heavy cav, and their base damage is pretty good at the moment as well. Just trying to push down south. The veteran Crusaders have 33 siege damage, which is okay for their 3 population cost. We torch down this additional town center. And we've got a number of cannon here, but they're unescorted. We now have a number of veteran Halkapelties here. Red's pushing over here, and they're in a position where his opponent can't really retreat right now. He's going to potentially lose the cannon. He may want to focus on the cannon first, so he can put his skirmishers on in. Skirmishers getting a little bit tight up there on the infrastructure. Taking out the falconets there. Now he's trying to engage some melee. The French Crusaders do great AoE damage. The veteran Carolines are firing away. All of his cannon has gone down. Skirmishers getting flanked by militia. Grenadiers may want to start hitting the skirmisher formation. They are not very good with cavalry. And Red's army is getting annihilated right here. We do have now some Halkapelties pushed way forward. They're going to be countered by the skirmishers. Got more Halkapelties here. This is a messy fight. The Halkapelties need to focus down those Crusaders. Carolines are still there, alive. The last of the Grenadiers have gone down. Blue has an army, but not much wood. The French is not able to rebuild much of an army, getting out some more heavy cav, but his force is now forced to withdraw. Swedes right now going for some leather cannon, which is where we can see his opponent going for more of the heavy cav. That's not going to be useful. More Grenadiers, that's not going to be useful. French still has 2 shipments available. Now starting to transition to some mills. Does not have any estates on the field. Has a bit of coin being brought in from somewhere. I'm not sure where that coin's coming from at the moment. Might be blind. Oh, there's estates right in front of me, so I am blind. I thought they were all mills. I'm going crazy. But let's see. The coin income mostly doesn't have all the same research his opponent has, because right now he has the same coin income as his opponent. Actually, no, he has less. So the French villagers are currently collecting less than his opponent. So the Swedish economy is still very good. Going for Stagecoach now. Only has 1 trade post claimed. And right now he has a very nice 69 villagers versus his opponent's 47. Last coin about to be claimed. Do now have trample tax being researched. Add -5 attack speed to trample to rate of fire up to Hussars, and as well as increase your hit points by 50%. Add also faster attack speed to trample attack speed, as well as more hit points. It says move faster and fire more quickly while using trample mode. But I see no effect there saying it will actually improve the movement speed. It just it will give them a faster attack speed as well as a bit of health. So I could be mistaken. Got a handful of leather cannons now deployed on out. Beacon Arm Theory just now been shipped on in by the French. I'm sort of surprised it took that long. Got an outpost here. Got a 110 population versus 128. Going for more of the Halkapeltes and villagers. Right now the Swedish economy is going good. He needs to produce a bit more. He has quite a bit of resource in reserve. And has all of his population space available. Going to fast forward a little bit since both players in sort of late game build up. He's going to go for the industrial age, going for Logistican, and he could go for the factories, or could go. Let's see. Then Halkapeltes 3-4. They're in staggered mode. Score does go down. The Halkapeltes are being engaged. May see trample mode, but he may just want to fall back. He's getting way outnumbered. He probably could go for shipments of cannon, or not cannon, of factories. Getting range resist is probably pretty good for his Carolines, though it makes him a bit more vulnerable to the French heavy cab. Though they get bonus damage for range, which maybe is something better he should try to keep too. Halkapeltes not the way forward once again. Find some French villagers there. They do have minus 25% damage multiplier against villagers. Outpost does pick off a Dragoon there. That's an infrastructure center map, including a good number of torps, providing some food. No blackberries to replenish the berry bushes, however. Going for marching for our military drummers, going for Drabants, which will improve his Halkapeltes, right? Not the Hussars. Yep, it does. We now have the Guard Grenadiers research. And we do have a fort now sent a map by the Swede. We never exposed villagers here. Though they can push way forward. Finds a volley there, and some of these skirmishers very nice. They do get 120 damage per shot against the skirmisher, so they do probably be two-shotted. Villagers starting going down. That's going for the Siva Lifeguard, giving his Carolines range resist rather than melee resist, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of Carolines here, just 3. Going for more now. also stable there. Got some more Carolines right here. Grenadiers here could be focused down. One does get hit. Storm pushes way forward. Remember as well, the Huck abilities do rain AoE damage, which can be useful if his opponent stacks up too much. Heavy French cavalry trying to push way forward. The Huck abilities need to focus them down, so they are light cavalry. Grenades running on, getting some good AoE damage. They're stacking up quite a bit there, so the Grenadiers' AoE damage is very useful. And now the effects are really running on in. Getting some massive AoE effects there, and also Blue does back out of the game now. As Angry saying, keep watching, and on to next replay.